Natasha,
Debbie,
show.
the show.
Welcome to it. Just two patriotic girls.
Learning about the world.
So please, don't take us the wrong way. Hello, and welcome to Worldwide Wednesdays here on...
The Natasha and Debbie show.
That was smooth. We're so excited today because we're going to be taking our very first ever look at Austria. I'm eventually going to screw up and say Australia, and I'm sorry if I do that. But no, we're really, really excited. So we've been looking at, we've looked at, well, I'm not going to name everywhere, but we've been looking at Germany, and we'll be coming back to our German friends. We will be coming back, but for a little while now, we're going to take some looks at Austria. Yeah, again. We've never seen Austria.
We have not.
As far as we know. I'm sure we've seen some stuff, yes. But we've never really looked at Austria. And we've been hearing a lot about it from our Facebook friends and our patrons as well, how beautiful it is. So we're really excited about it. And if you're Austrian, hi.
Yes, please say hello in the comments.
Yeah, hi. So we're really happy and excited to check it out for the first time. I'm really kind of nervous about it. I always get nervous when we start a new country because I don't know anything. So I'm coming from that place. But if you guys like the content that we provide and you want to see more, please hit the like button.
And also consider subscribing. It's absolutely free.
All right, so what's the name of this video today?
We're going to take a look at top 25 places to visit in Austria. It's a travel guide.
Okay, and that's a great one, I think, to start off with for us to actually get to see the country first. So I'm done talking now, and we're going to look at Austria for the first time. So excited.
My name is Ryan, and I spent the last few years exploring the country of Austria, and I want to share with you my favorite places and experiences. So here's my Austria top 25.
Hi, Austria.
Nice.
Located in Central Europe, Austria is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. From picturesque lakes to Via Ferrata.
No.
Austria is waiting to be experienced. Let's start this video off at Hallstatt. Of all the places in Austria, Hallstatt is one of the most famous, and with reason. It literally looks like a town straight out of a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Located just an hour's drive from Salzburg, Hallstatt began as a salt mine nearly 7,000 years ago, and today it's one of Austria's most visited villages. When I was there, it was hard to find parking in Hallstatt, so I decided to go to the nearby town of Obertron, which is across the lake, and from there we took the ferry into Hallstatt. It was about 15 euros a person, and the ferry was awesome because as you come into Hallstatt, you get a perfect view of it from the lake. I highly recommend taking the ferry into the village. After it, we had a great time just walking around Hallstatt. There were swans hanging out on the lakeshore, and after it, we decided to walk over to the photo spot that gives you the famous view of Hallstatt with the church. Afterwards, we went to the Marktplatz.
Simply gorgeous.
This is insane.
I love how the buildings are different colors.
You know what I love?
I do.
I love how beautiful our world is.
Yes.
And I love doing this show, this channel. I love seeing places I would never have normally looked at. You know, just because I just didn't know. Look at that house up in the mountain. I'm just gonna ask. You're thinking it too. I know you are. Landslide's a problem here at all? Just out of curiosity, you were thinking it, weren't you?
I was not.
Well, you are now. No, I'm seriously just wondering because we just don't have places that look like this in America. Especially that one scene he was showing us a second ago with the homes there on the water. We don't have things like that. The buildings that look like that. We just don't have that. It's stunning.
Which is the market square, and it was really interesting to walk through, and there are some beautiful timber houses. I personally enjoy just wandering throughout the village. It's easy to see why it's one of the most famous places in Austria. Another cool thing that you can do in Hallstatt is go up to the skywalk. You take up the Salzburgbahn, and you can check out the skywalk and also go into Hallstatt's salt mine. After it, we're going to visit the nearby village of Gosau. It's located just 20 minutes from Hallstatt, and when I was in Austria the first time, I came across this town by accident. I was just driving through, and I couldn't believe the mountains, accompanied with the beautiful churches of Gosau. It would be a dream to live here. Just up the road from Gosau is a lake called Gosausee. It's an incredible spot surrounded by the impressive Dachstein Mountains. I was really surprised by the clarity of the water. It was just so blue. There's a nice trail that goes along the lake, and it was really nice to walk along, and there's also a great hotel and restaurant up there. One of the main reasons I wanted to come to this area was to do the famous skyline
we don't do
Via
heights.
Ferrata.
No.
I've been wanting to do this Via Ferrata
No.
for years, and it took me 4 tries to do it, mainly due to poor planning on my end and some bad weather. Now, to get up to the start of the Via Ferrata, I took out the gondola from Kusasi, and from there it was about a 20-minute hike to the spot where you start climbing up the mountain.
You lost me a
Wow.
20-minute hike.
To finally do it. I got hooked in and started climbing up the mountain.
You're nuts.
I will say it was pretty exhausting, and there were some parts that were really exposed, but it was fairly easy to do. It took me about 2 hours of climbing to reach the famous sky ladder.
Nope.
I didn't realize how big it was. I did it on a Saturday morning in fall, and there was a decent amount of people, so eventually I waited my turn.
You would need a new pair of pants. Every
Thanks for
5
pausing
seconds.
it right there. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
I paused that in a great spot.
No.
So here's a fun thing you probably don't know about that. I mean, if you're new to our channel, this will be fun for you to learn too. When she even sees visuals like this, her stomach does little flippy flops, little
Yes,
turns.
it does.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm not looking down there.
Hey, video game friends, if you ever played Assassin's Creed,
No.
you play Assassin's Creed, you get on the top of the buildings, and you.
Nope.
I used to do that just to mess with her. She would get almost sick.
I can now watch you play that game.
Look at that.
No, I'm not looking at it.
Oh, that's making me feel very
I
dizzy.
don't do those heights.
Look,
And
Daddy-
especially with the fish islands.
Hey, I was just
things are all round and
proof the world is round.
I was a little nervous
You're
as I
good
got
now.
going. It was wobbly at
I
times,
can still
but
see.
overall it was pretty easy, and you're always
Oh.
hooked in, so it's basically impossible to fall.
Oh.
After a few minutes of
I feel a little
climbing,
dizzy now.
I made it to the end of the sky ladder. Now from here, you can either end the Via Ferrata, or you can continue climbing. I decided to keep going, and this part was probably the
I
hardest.
think it's spending a little
Some
more
sections
time on
were
this part than
climbing
we want
straight
you
up
to.
the mountain. It took me about another hour, and I finally made it to the summit. The
How do you
peak
get down?
on top is called Grosser Donner Kogel. And there's a cross up there, which I thought was pretty
That's really cool.
From here, I got an insane 360 view of all the peaks in the area.
Wow.
The mountains up here are just amazing.
Wow.
Afterwards, I had to descend back down to the gondola,
How?
and that took about an hour. So if you decide to do it, expect to take anywhere from 4 to 6
I'm
hours
not
to
doing
complete
that.
the whole Via Ferrata. It was very exhausting, but it was an incredible experience and one of my favorite things that I did during my time in Austria. After it, we're going to visit the Dachstein Glacier.
Wow.
Located about an hour and 10-minute drive from Gusau, the glacier is situated on the Dachstein Massif, which is the same mountain you can see from the top of the Via
wow.
Ferrata and also from Gozalsee. Now, to get up the glacier, you can take up a gondola, which costs about $55. It rises up to this beautiful mountain station, and it looks like
Better.
a James Bond layer.
Yeah, it
when you're
does.
up top, you're at an elevation of 2,700 meters.
Oh my
There were
lord.
people skiing on the glacier in October when I was there. Now, another cool attraction up here is a suspension
That's
bridge
neat.
that you can walk on. And there's also this stairway that goes up to nothing that gives you a great view
That's
of the area.
really cool.
The mountains are on another level up here. Now afterwards,
Oh,
we're going to
beautiful.
visit the beautiful city of
Yeah, we
Salzburg.
stayed down here.
Salzburg.
Surrounded by the Alps
heard of
in
this
western
place.
Austria, Salzburg is one of the most beautiful cities in Austria and Europe. Salzburg literally translates to Salt Castle.
Oh.
It's got its name
Wow.
because the main source of income for the city during medieval times was salt extraction. Today, Salzburg is renowned for its Baroque architecture, and it's one of the best preserved cities north of the Alps. The crowning feature of
Whoa.
the city is the Hohensalzburg Fortress. Its construction began
it's a
nearly
fortress.
1,000 years ago, and it continued
Wow.
to be expanded on throughout the ages.
Really?
Today, it's one of the largest and best preserved medieval castles in all
That- I
Europe.
love castles.
After, we're going to leave the
Thank you.
city to visit one of my favorite lakes in Austria, Volkangsee. I remember
Oh
stumbling
my
upon
lord,
this
that's
lake by
stunning.
accident as I was
Look at
driving through
that.
Austria, and I was just stunned by the beauty of this place. Located just 30 minutes drive from Salzburg, Volkangsee is one of the most beautiful lakes
That
in
is
the region.
gorgeous.
I mean, the water is so clear, and there's so many beautiful mountains and villages that surround the lake. One of the main reasons I wanted to come to this area was to visit the Schafberg
Yeah, what is
Mountain.
that?
This is another place I was just so excited to visit. What's unique about Schafberg is that you take a train to get to the top. The train is located in the town of St. Wolfgang. It costs about $50
Oh,
a
no, that's
person
too
to
close to the
take
edge.
the train up. As we climbed to the mountain in the train, I just couldn't believe how steep it was. After about 30 minutes, we made it to the train station. From there, we hiked up to the top. There's a restaurant and hotel, which I think
That's
would
what
be
that
really
is?
cool to spend the night at. I particularly love
I would
would-
totally spend the night there.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say I would love to stay in that hotel. Look at that view there. That's just
Oh man.
incredible.
That is in that wow. Look
Kinda-
at the water.
makes you feel maybe like what a bird sees. Like
Mm-hmm. Probably.
here I am up here on my perch.
Also makes you feel like a tiny little ant.
Uh-huh.
That's
Exactly.
what I thought you were gonna say. That is absolutely stunning. This is crazy beautiful, stupid pretty.
Look at all the greenery coming up the rock. That's
And the
just
blue and the water. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
this one viewpoint that was situated between the restaurant
getting all
and the
comfy.
hotel. It shows how steep the cliff is where they are built, and it offers a beautiful view of the area.
Birds.
I really enjoy just walking around up here and admiring the 360 view. You can see so many lakes such as Wolfgangsee below. We also walk to the ridgeline to the east and offer some amazing views of Schaffberg. If you're in the area, you gotta take the train to the top of this incredible mountain peak. After it, we're gonna head to the town of Traunkirchen. Located about 30 minutes away, Traunkirchen is this idyllic village built on this little peninsula on Traunsee. It's insanely beautiful, especially with the massive mountain across the lake. I really enjoy just walking around Traunkirchen. People were swimming in the lake and enjoying the warm summer evening. We found this trail that took us up to the church that is built on the hill overlooking the town. After it, we explored more of the area and just walked along the lake. And it was so peaceful. Austria is blessed with so many beautiful towns.
That's insane.
I like the
While
small
we're still in the
towns.
area, we're going to visit Attersee. Located just 30 minutes from Traunkirchen, Attersee is the biggest lake in the Salzkammergut region and the
monstrous.
third biggest lake in Austria. When I was on top of Schaffberg,
Wow.
I could see this lake in the distance.
Yeah.
It's absolutely massive. Now the scenery here is next level. If you want to go on a good drive,
This is
you can
insane.
explore the road that loops around the lake shore. After it, we're going to visit another beautiful lake, Grundlsee. Located about 30 minutes from Hallstatt, Grundlsee is the largest lake in the state of Austria, and it's surrounded by the Dead Mountains. The scenery here is just incredible. I enjoyed relaxing on the shore. A good amount of people were enjoying the water there. If you keep driving past Grundlsee, you'll come to another smaller lake called Toplitzy.
In
Postcard
fall,
moment alert.
with all those colors. Come on now. Too much.
Austria,
It's
friggin' beautiful.
It's like picture perfect. Like you couldn't actually paint a painting that was any more perfect.
No, you couldn't. I agree.
This lake is absolutely beautiful, especially during the fall months. I mean, this part of Austria is just blessed with so many
That's
scenic
cold
lakes.
water, though.
After, we're going to visit one of my favorite castles in Austria, Burg
Yes,
Hohenwerfen.
please.
I remember the first time I saw this castle as I was driving on the highway, and I couldn't believe it. It's situated on top of this
That's
rock pillar,
cool.
and the castle dates back nearly 1,000 years when its first fortifications were built there. Over the centuries,
Oh,
the
that's
castle
different.
continued to grow. It was used as a military base, residence, and prison. Today, it's a museum, and you can tour it, and it's also the sister castle to the one in Salzburg. I personally think it's one of the most scenic castles, not just in Austria, but all of Europe. Another one of Austria's most impressive castles is Hohensterwitz. Located in southwestern Austria, Hohensterwitz is built on this rocky outcrop, and it dates back to the 9th century. My favorite feature of the castle is the 14 fortified gates that were built in the 1500s to defend against Turkish invasions. According to local legend, the castle never was conquered, and enemies never managed to get past the 4th gate. I've never seen a castle with so many layers of medieval security. Today, it's possible to tour the castle during parts of the year for about $20, and you can take a funicular up, or you can also make the steep but nice walk to the castle. Afterwards, we're going to head to the capital of Austria to visit Vienna.
Oh, I know Vienna.
Located in the eastern part of the country,
Vienna
Vienna has
sausages.
been ranked as one of the world's most livable cities. It's a
Is it?
perfect combination of medieval and modern architecture.
Oh, we love that.
Vienna is known as the city of music. Musicians such as Beethoven and Mozart called Vienna home. One of the most impressive places is the Schönbrunn Palace. It's a summer residence of the Habsburg rulers.
Summer residence.
That's what I was thinking. That is insanely
Cracks me up.
beautiful and huge.
Yeah.
Can we go inside there, please, in a video? Look at this.
Maybe.
This is crazy.
That's
I don't have time to even count all the windows, let alone how many.
I know.
Wow.
Rooms are in there. And
Summer. It's the summer house.
house.
This is
Yeah.
mind blowing.
And has over 1,400 rooms. There's stunning gardens and
1,400.
mazes to explore around the palace.
Wow.
After we're going to visit nearby Wachau.
I would not have pronounced that
way.
that way.
After we're going to visit
All right, you want to know what the American pronunciation of that would be? Wacha. Wacha. Wacha.
But look at that farmland.
That is
That's
stunning.
just gorgeous.
I'm gonna keep using the same adjectives over
I
and
know.
over again because I don't have any new ones.
Nope.
Damn. Pronounce that again for us.
nearby Wachau. Located
Something like
an
that.
hour drive from Vienna, Wachau is this beautiful valley situated on the Danube River. The area is full of incredible scenery and vineyards. I think it's particularly scenic during the fall time. There's some beautiful villages along the river such as Dürnstein. Another interesting place in Wachau is the Gottweig Abbey.
Wow.
It's perched on a hill overlooking the valley, and it was first built in the 11th century.
Of course.
Today, the abbey can be toured, and it's currently home to about 30 monks. After, we're going to head to
wow,
Austria's
where's
state
this?
of Tyrol to visit Innsbruck.
I found a video on this already. I have it ready for
Oh,
us.
do you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I'm excited to
That
look
looks
at that in the
cool.
next couple of weeks. So hopefully you're into that.
It already looks amazing.
I was trying to find some Austrian content to have,
Mhm.
you know, in our back pocket.
The mountains in the background, all the colorful buildings.
Yeah, I know.
Water.
Everything about that is stunning. Okay, we're going to be definitely taking a closer look at this in a couple weeks.
Located in western Austria, about a 2-hour drive from Salzburg, Innsbruck is a magical destination situated right in the heart of the Alps. It's one of the world's best destinations for winter sports and has hosted several Winter Olympics throughout the years. One of my favorite features of Innsbruck is the colorful buildings that line the Inn River. I mean, they're so unique. Now, another beautiful town in Tyrol is Kufstein. Located about an hour's drive from Innsbruck, Kufstein is the second largest town in Tyrol. The crowning feature of the area is the Kufstein Fortress. It dates back over 800 years and has switched ownerships between Bavaria and Tyrol throughout the centuries.
Oh, really?
Afterwards, we're going to head back to the mountains to visit Lake Stillop. It's located just an hour and a half drive from Innsbruck, and it's this beautiful lake in the Zillertal Valley. And I love the sharp mountain walls accompanied
look at that waterfall.
with incredible waterfalls. It feels like you're in Rivendell or something. And the area is just beautiful, and there's some great hiking and a restaurant you can visit while you're there. Well, we're still in the top of the waterfalls. We're going to visit the nearby Krimmel Falls. It's located about an hour and a half from Innsbruck, and it's home to the tallest waterfall in Austria with a total height of 380 meters. It's a tiered waterfall with 3 stages, with the largest individual waterfall being 140 meters tall. And the area is so beautiful, and the power of the falls is impressive to see. After we're going to visit Zalmsee, located about an hour from Krimmel. Zalmsee is this picturesque Austrian town on Lake Zell. This area began to grow as a luxury tourist destination back in the late 1800s.
I mean, it's right next to Germany, right? So I assumed it to be a lot more like that.
Yep.
And it is. And there's a lot of things that remind me of course, because but still.
A lot more mountains.
A lot more like Norway in some ways, right?
Yeah.
In that area.
On the mountains, lakes.
Yeah, I didn't expect this, but then again, of course, the mountains are right there. So, duh.
Not the Alps.
It's so beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I'll go anywhere.
Debbie's like, just put me there. Just throw me in the picture.
European aristocrats. During the summer months, it's an excellent place to enjoy the water, and during winter, it's an ideal place to ski. I mean, Austria is just home to so many beautiful lakes.
That's really cool.
After, we're going to take a drive on one of Austria's most famous highways, the Grossglockner High Alpine Road. It's the highest road in Austria at 2,504 meters. Now, it costs about $35 to enter, and I drove up the road where I was just stunned by the view of the surrounding mountains.
That would be great.
Now, depending on when you come up here, the scenery can be very different. If you come in the summer months, it'll probably be green and there might be some snow. And if you come in the fall, it gets a very dramatic brown color.
Yeah, it does.
While you're here, you can drive to this lookout called Edelweiss-Spitze. And I love the road leading up to it because the road is made up of hand-laid stones that wind up the mountain. I mean, the view up here was just awesome. Another cool spot up there is the Zeidelwinkel. There was this fascinating watchtower. Now, while you're up here, you can also visit the Passersee Glacier, which is just a short drive over. It's the biggest glacier in Austria, and there's a nice parking and viewpoint area on top. And when I was there, I found this path that took me all the way down to the bottom. I love the color of the lake, the contrast of the blue water against the scenery of the mountain.
I've said this in previous videos before. My favorite lakes are glacier lakes, and I prefer glacier lakes to oceans or seas because they're just so much more aesthetically gorgeous, right? That beautiful turquoisey blue and sometimes clear color like we have at Lake Tahoe here in the US is just absolutely different than anything else you'll see water-wise, and it's so breathlessly beautiful. It takes breath away.
It sure does.
It just
sure does.
I want to jump in there. I also feel like if I put my hand in there, it'd come out turquoise. You know what I mean? It's like a big giant thing of like watercolor.
Yep.
No pun intended.
Mountains and glacier is a sight to see. Afterwards, we're going to head to the state of Vorarlberg. Located in the very west of Austria, bordering Switzerland, Vorarlberg is home to some incredible mountains and lakes. One of my favorites is Lunarsee. It's this peculiar lake that is shaped like a heart. Now to get there, you take up a gondola and you can walk around the lake. And there's also some places you can hike up to get perspective to see the lake's heart shape. Another interesting place in Vorarlberg is the Silvretta High Alpine Road. It's this mountain pass with 34 sharp turns, and there's some beautiful alpine reservoirs.
That's scary.
On your way up from the west side, you'll pass by Vermannstausee first, and then after, you'll pass by the Silvretta.
Okay, come on! This is too much! This is too much!
It is.
Good. Are they all glacier lakes? I mean, clearly they are. But that's a bit, that's a lot.
It's just,
these roads are nuts too. And you guys drive on our side, right? The right side? Thank you. Look at that holding that up.
I know.
It doesn't look real, does it?
It doesn't.
Like I said, it's like a watercolor
thing. You just pull that out and all the water go flying down the mountain.
It just doesn't look real.
Although it looks like it's going off the edge that way, but
This is
Apparently
insanely
not.
too many beautiful things in one
I
moment.
know,
It's just
too
too
much.
much. Wow.
You'll pass by Vermanstausi first, and then after you'll pass by the
Oh, that's not the
Silvretta
same thing.
which is a massive reservoir with some phenomenal mountain scenery. Another cool feature about this part of Austria is that it's home to Lake Constance. Located in the northwestern part of Austria, Lake Constance is the largest lake in the country, and its waters are also part of Switzerland and Germany.
Oh, really?
The lake is fed by the Rhine River, and there's so many beautiful resort towns along its shores.
Okay.
An impressive place to get a viewpoint of the lake is from Fonder. It's a beautiful peak with a restaurant. You can take a gondola or drive up there to get an amazing view of Lake Constance, which shows how huge it is.
Okay.
For our final destination, we're going to visit Opera Hütte. This is another one of the places I was most excited to go. Located about an hour and a half from Innsbruck, Opera Hütte has become one of the most well-known hikes in Austria. To get there, you drive up the Schlieggeisfeier Reservoir, and from there it's a steep hike up the mountain. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be, but it was definitely challenging. Along the way, you get great views of the reservoir below. After over an hour of hiking, we made it to the Opera
fall down
Hütte,
and die.
which is a restaurant and hotel, while it was closed for the
That's a
season
restaurant
when we
and
were there.
Yeah.
After we walked just a few more minutes and made it to the famous bridge that stretches over this mountain stream. The bridge is not that high up or very big, but if you take a picture zoomed in, it looks like you're high off the ground.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool spot, and the surrounding scenery is just incredible with the mountains and reservoir below. It's definitely worth the hard hike to get there.
You know, a lot of our British friends told us when we first started Worldwide Wednesdays, they wanted us to do Austria. They're like, it's so pretty. I'm like, I'm not seeing Austria. That was my answer. That was my response. Like, I've never seen Austria. I've seen a little tiny bit of it now.
Now we have a taste. I'm in love.
I want a lot more than a taste. I
I
want to
want a
devour.
bite.
I would say I don't bite, but I do.
Mm,
That was absolutely stunning.
incredible.
Beautiful.
I had no idea how beautiful it was going to be.
I
I mean, all the Alps around there, the
Mhm.
small towns, the multiple, so many lakes.
fortresses, castles,
Yes.
really cool churches.
It is interesting that they call them fortresses there, not castles.
Well, some were just a fortress. I think that one was. And I don't know. I don't care. It's beautiful.
It is
It's just beautiful. We don't have, I mean, this was our first look ever. So we have a lot to learn. And I don't know where to start.
So if you have an idea of where you want us to look at in Austria, please put that in the comments. If you've been there, if you live there.
If you live there, just say
Please.
hi and let us know where you live. You don't have to give us your address. Just like, where in Austria
which
are you?
area.
Great way to start off. Wow. Just wow. If you guys like this, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to our channel. It's absolutely free. And like I said, we do our UK content on Fridays and Sundays, and we do our worldwide episodes on Wednesdays. So for a little bit now, we're going to be looking at Austria on Wednesdays. And we're really excited,
we are.
especially now.
Heck
I
yeah.
was already excited, but now I'm really excited. Also, we really love Wiener Schnitzel. Thank you.
hmm
Thank you for the invention. Although we tend to eat the more German version of Schnitzel,
We do.
non-beef, the pork version. So I don't know why I told you that. I'm nervous. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. We certainly did, and we can't wait to look and learn more about Austria in the coming weeks.
hmm
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And part of that will be food. Don't even think it won't be. It totally will. Hey, thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you back on the next episode. And until then, as always, unless it's your first time, please love like jazz.
Be as strong as Tyson. Bye.
Bye.